Peace, family. You know, when I look at this political climate we find ourselves in, an umbrella and a raincoat is not going to be enough to protect us. And hopes and prayers ain't going to do much more than that. Here we are at the threshold of just unprecedented behavior that's going on in this country, especially up in Minnesota, and not just them, but all over this country. I'm reading this report. It said that last year, I believe ICE unalived between 32 and 36 people. I just got through watching a video of this man being thrown out of a town hall meeting because he said that ICE have unalived 9 people this month alone. Donald Trump replaced the leader of ICE that was in Minnesota with Tom Homan. That's like replacing Satan with Lucifer. It's not a nickel's worth of difference between the two. Tom Homan was a man that was caught accepting $50,000 in bribe money, claiming he was making some deal that you had in a brown paper bag. I don't know how on earth you can feel that you can conduct some type of business transaction and it concludes by you accepting $50,000 in a brown paper bag and you don't think you did anything illegal. And this is the person Donald Trump has put in place to bring calm and direction in Minnesota. And during his initial speech, he not one time mentioned Renee Goods or Alex Paredes' name. He said that no operation, no campaign is perfect. And I agree 100% with what he said. Even though perfection is a goal that you will never be able to achieve, but you should never stop striving to reach it. When you look at ICE and the death trail that they left behind, 32 to 36 last year, 9 more this year, even if they all were criminals, thugs, rapists, and whoever, that would be unprecedented. That still would not be acceptable. And then after that, Ilhan Omar, the Somalian representative of Minnesota, during a town hall meeting, some Trump supporter, MAGA supporter, whoever he was, sprayed some substance on her. They didn't know what it was, but it had a very strong, foul smell. They wanted to get her out of there because they didn't know, like I said, they didn't know what it was. But she refused. She wanted to continue because she didn't want to see these people win and put a stop to her meeting. She was determined to fulfill her duty. And when this information was taken to Donald Trump, like I said, we are standing in the threshold of some very unprecedented behavior that even I did not think that this country could stoop to. Donald Trump accused her of staging this whole thing. She probably did it, set it up herself, just knowing her. And this is coming from a reality TV star. You trying to accuse somebody else of staging something, and you done sat up here and staged this freaking assassination that you had a bullet supposedly go through your ear and leave no mark whatsoever. But then turn around and say you got this big old bruise on the back of your hand because you bumped into a desk. I don't know how the corner of a desk can cause more damage than the AR-47 through the ear. I mean, this is absolutely ridiculous. But like I said, this is what this country has always been. And then you got Jasmine Crockett talking about this is not the America that I stop any fool that say that. I don't care who you are. If you sit up here and talk to the people trying to excuse or make or justify this behavior as something that's not the norm, that's not regular, this is what America's always been. So before you sit up here and talking about something, this ain't the America. Show me the America that you're talking about. Give me the time and date, the place. Where has America been the land of the free, home of the brave, where people are living in peace and prosperity? Go, tell me. You can't do it. There is no peace and prosperity in this country, and it never will. So, and I can't see why black people continue to say they love this country. And where is it written that we have to love this country? Where is it written? I don't love anything that don't benefit me and my people. And people ask me about the Bible. Well, you do believe in the Bible? It depends. What do you mean by that? If it's not benefiting me or my people, I don't believe it. If it benefits me and my people, I believe it. I'm not going to allow anybody to shame me into believing something. I don't give a F who you say wrote it, written it, said it, whatever. If it's not going to benefit me and my people, I'm not going to accept it. Ain't nothing written that justify black people loving this country to the point that you see the state that it's in right now. And you still trying to use your effort to sustain, not only sustain it, but don't even try to build something for yourselves. How bad does this country have to be before you say, you know, this thing ain't gonna last much longer? We need to start developing the means to sustain our own existence. So just in case it collapses, we got something for ourselves. And while we focusing over here, we should be looking over there. And what's over there? Over there is an existence that black people had when whites wasn't around. They still today try and unravel the mysteries of how blacks achieve what they achieved when white people was nowhere near in this area. You look at the pyramids and the accuracy in which they were built. The distance between being true and not true was so small, it wasn't even worth mentioning when it came pertaining to how precise those pyramids were. And then now they're discovering tubes and massive cities beneath the pyramids. This is what black people were doing when we had no distraction, how we functioned as a society. Talking about the math, the science that I think the Yoruba tribe created over 7,000 years ago, using mathematical equations that they're just not rediscovering right now. This is the reality we should be looking at. An existence without white people. And I know some people are going to object to that type of thinking. We all got to live together. We all got to work together. Show me a time and place where blacks and whites occupied the same time, the same space, and they had mutual beneficial experiences where they shared money, power, authority equally, peacefully, and they lived in harmony. Go. Tell me when, where. It doesn't exist. If history ignored it, if history didn't recognize it, not even white people history have taken notice of it. Why should black people believe in it now? And you know, black people, when we were amongst ourselves, we created math, science, astronomy, architecture, languages, culture. And I just I think about what would have happened if black people never encountered whites. Where would we be today? You know, when blacks first escaped from slavery and then got released from slavery, they knew who their enemy was. And they worked hard not to fall back into that trap. And see, black people today, we don't even think about that. We ignore who the enemy is. This is why we still stand in the same position we are in now. We need to culminate a collective effort to stabilize this system long enough for us to start establishing something for our own, because this thing is not going to last forever. It got too many holes, too much corruption. Here you have white people destroying white people, Republicans turning on Republicans. These are things that you've never seen or heard of before. And the only time the Republicans have the balls to tell the truth is when they have no political agenda in front of them. Now here you got this one Republican, I think his name is Tullis. He's been calling out not only Donald Trump, but Kristi Noem and Steve Miller. And in response to this, Donald Trump called this man a loser. And his response to that, when reporters told him what Donald Trump said, he was like, well, that's good. I accept that. That means that I'm qualified to not only be the director of Homeland Security, but the advisor to the president. A loser is the qualifications required for Homeland Security and advisor to the president. This is the system of government that you Negroes is not only marching and protesting to sustain, but you're joining the military to preserve. As opposed to focusing what life was like before we encountered these people. This is what we should be looking at. But you know what? I'm just like I say, this is absolutely ridiculous, because there's never going to be an existence where blacks and whites occupy the same time and space and be mutually beneficial. It's not going to happen, period. It's just not going to happen. But I'm going to end this video here. And as always, these are my thoughts, my opinions. I invite you to leave yours in the comments, and I'll see you in my next video. Ashe.